This is the Enchanted Forest Sanctuary in Titusville, Florida. It has a nature center behind us. It has many trails through all sorts of habitats. You see gopher tortoises, you see armadillos, and a special ridge lizard that's rare to find except in parts like these on the ridge. This is built on a ridge. There's magnificent trees, live oaks, magnolias, but what it's most famous for is the Coquina rocks, and you can see a series of Coquina rocks here right at the entrance. But there's several places in the sanctuary that feature these rocks. So welcome and join me for a tour of this sanctuary. Beautiful setting of Coquina rocks in this garden. Gigantic pieces. Very tranquil. And one of the largest collections of Coquina rocks in the whole state of Florida. Natural setting. This is the Coquina Rock Garden. Some giant slabs of Coquina rock nestled in a garden type setting. This is another outcropping of Coquina rock. This one is on the Addison Canal side of the sanctuary. A few pieces peeking out. Florida interpretive historical marker here at the site of the Addison Canal. There's a man named Edgar W. Willis and his partner J.H. Beckwith that built this Addison Canal, or it was unfinished because when they hit the Coquina Ridge, it started damaging the equipment. So the canal ended in, I guess, a failure. It never reached its full length. Here's looking down the steep embankment of the Addison Canal. At some portions, there's a 40-foot drop. Another view of the steep embankment going down to Addison Canal. Seems to be one of the highest points. And here we have the tannic waters of the Addison Canal on a little wooden footbridge. The canal goes in both directions. We're hiking the Ridge Trail right now. 120,000 years ago, this would have been a sand dune on the beach of the Atlantic Ocean. Now it's about 10 miles inland, but this ridge runs along the coast here. A little bit of a higher ground than what's surrounding it on the east and west slopes of this ridge. It's only about maybe 10 or 20 feet, I think. And this is the famous Coquina Quarry Has the appearance of a cave. Kind of goes underneath there several feet. Now, the Enchanted Forest has one of the best assemblages of coquina rock in Florida. It's massive slices of coquina rock. And I know if you're not from Florida, you might not have heard of coquina rock, but it's formed by a compression of seashells and sedimentary rock, limestone over time. It's part of the Anastasia limestone formation that stretches along the Florida Atlantic coast. Get some close-ups of the coquina rock here. Some of this is moss covered. And a little bit more over here. So one of the most interesting features of the Enchanted Forest is this Coquina Quarry. And I've been fortunate enough to locate a gopher tortoise along the trail. They are a huge part of the ecosystem here. They burrow holes 30 feet into the ground. And during times of fire, storms, hurricanes, and during just the heat of the afternoon, animals hide out in those cooler tunnels. So great, I'm glad I got to see this little guy. Two ancient live oaks, and then to the side of that is a magnolia. Above some sable palm and some saw palmettos. Here we're running into a higher concentration of magnolias. There's one right in front of me, one behind it. Zoom in a little bit on that one. And then next to this sable palm, very large. Well, you got a very large live oak, and just under it, you have a pretty large size magnolia. Small grove of magnolia trees, about 3 of them. Some saw palmetto. And another couple of magnolia trees. It's a nice one right here. It's one of the larger ones I've seen. And right next to it is another sizable one. Beautiful live oak. This is the largest magnolia I've encountered on the trail. Way up there. Oh my head, look at this behemoth. This is a gigantic ancient live oak. Wow. This one is huge. The girth on that thing. Even in my fattest years, I've never experienced anything like this. Ferns making their home on a fallen oak tree. Probably felled by one of our many hurricanes that have passed through here in the recent couple of decades. This is the Yaupon holly. that the Timucuans and the Seminoles, they used to crush the berries and make a drink called Cassava. It's a highly caffeinated black intoxication sort of drink. And you can find these throughout the trail. We're on a boardwalk now in one of the swampier sections of the trail. This is called the Tomoka Trail, part of the park. A little bit of open air sunlight. A lot of the trail is, well, here's some swampy area. And again on this side. Extends pretty far out. And on this side too. So surrounded by swamp. It's a little bit denser now. Heading into the swamp. More swampy area. Very windy path. It's a nice view of the swamp right here. Pretty thick